No cult.
Like the occult.
Like
Yeah,
you're saying like cult, CULT.
Because
Yeah.
what we were talking about was occult, like occult
Oh,
activity.
okay. All right.
But that's
Okay.
another good thing
Occult.
because that kind of will fall into that because
Well,
I
let's get
mean,
two definitions. I'm not by my computer. I pull it up.
the Kool-Aid line was pretty long at Jim Jones's little picnic.
Well, and there's been other cases similar to that, Max. Whenever you go there, there's I can't think of the one what it was called right off the top of my head, but the one in California where they convinced everybody that
Waco.
Oh yeah, where they're gonna land on that comet.
Wacko.
Yes.
Wacko.
They all wore like white Nikes and black freaking sweatsuits.
Didn't that just happen like a few years ago?
They were going to be reborn on the different planets.
Been a while. It's
I think
been
it's
a-
probably fit.
It's been a
Well, I
while.
remember a few years ago. Remember
Good
when everybody
morning,
thought the world was gonna end?
starshine.
And that guy was convincing everyone and all that stuff, and they all believed him and all
Yeah.
sold their houses and cars and everything, and then most of them killed themselves for it. Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
You want to know the definition of cult? Yes. The term cult usually refers to a social group defined by its religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs, or its common interest in a. Sorry, hold on.
See,
In
there's
a particular personality, object, or goal. The term itself is controversial. It has divergent definitions on both popular culture and academia. It also has been an ongoing source of contention among scholars across several fields of study.
Right.
See? Pretty scary, huh?
Okay, Cody
Yeah.
Turpin,
It'd be-
he commented on our video and said, yes, it was when they were digging the pond and they found it 100% complete. He's talking about the dinosaur here at the Shannon Springs Park.
That's freaking awesome. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah, I'll try to
awesome.
look it up and I'll try to share it with y'all. I mean, I don't know how you didn't know that.
I
You
gotta
lived
check
here
my-
your whole life. It was on
Okay.
a plaque.
I've
on a
only been
tree.
here 12 years. I have an excuse.
That's a little long to just want to live in Chickasha. Santeria is what Laura said, and she said hi. And Cody said hi.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola.
So,
Hey, we were talking about a while ago about things being built on burial grounds, or we were talking about like what I was Googling and looking up as far as the lakes and things being built on burial grounds. But, there's also been cases where actual towns have been covered up with lakes. And so, there could have been, and of course there are people that drown. So, I mean, and it is water, which is energy. And, so, I mean, there's so many
possibilities.
things
Yeah.
that could be in there. Yeah.
Layers. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Well,
That's true.
If we're ready, I mean, our next one is spirit attachments.
Mm.
I don't know. What do you guys
That
think?
to me goes with the earthly haunting.
Spirits can ride into a house on an object, such as a second-hand item. If conditions are right, the spirits anchor in and start haunting the place. I looked up some stuff, like the difference between attachment and possession,
Yeah.
and read a little bit on that, and the ways you can find out if something is attached. The mental changes affecting that person is looking for changes in personality. This is usually
Yeah.
seen when the person is affable and suddenly becomes extremely quiet. And someone who is normally very active suddenly becomes isolated. Then look for changes in sleep patterns. Look for sudden weight loss or gain.
You're talking
Look
about being
for
possessed,
changes, mental changes affecting the person.
right? You're talking about being possessed, right?
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but that's like,
But it also sounds like signs of suicide.
yeah, but we're on spirit attachments.
Well, even on attachments,
Well-
though, I mean, people's personalities kind of
Mine is
change.
just- well, this is a spiritual attachment to the person, which is, I guess, kind of is more or less possession. But
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, like spirit
Why is it-
attachments, like to items and objects and to you, but without possessing you,
yeah,
because they can't possess you
Oh.
unless you give them permission.
yeah.
Right.
You have to give
Ye-
Oh,
the
right.
evil spirit or demonic spirit permission to enter your body and take you over. They can't just do it.
Yeah.
Well, how does a child become possessed?
Because
child's
they're
not gonna-
vulnerable.
Say,
Yeah, I'm with Max.
But you
because
just
They're
said that-
vulnerable. They can't really say yes or no. And most of the
Or
time
if
they
I
come
drop-
through is it's
if
like
it
Oh,
an imaginary friend.
yeah,
I
and they
dropped the
say,
ball on this
hey,
one. I
Hey,
messed
can I
up.
be with you all the time? And the child says yes. There you go. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to talk about spirit attachments and possession at the same time.
Yeah,
well, they kind of they can
I
overlap.
looked through this. This is mainly all possession. It's not anything about objects or anything.
Yeah. So
Yeah, attachments can be to things.
So I messed up.
It's kind of
I-
like the Annabelle doll spirit attachment.
Yeah,
I mean,
Right.
with Ed and
But
Lorraine
an
Warren, so-
attachment is a spirit entity will watch and wait for a moment of weakness and literally attach itself to a person, much like a leech. It then feeds off their energy over a period of time, slowly moving its way into the person, so they become so weak that they are open for possession or become possessed. Spirits and
worn
entities do not walk up to a person and ask them if they want to be possessed. Instead, they find a weakness or a door through traditional family behavior or reckless behavior of the individual. The person's active free will must be breached. They usually seduce a person with something simple and almost innocent unless they have done something that they have tremendous shame or guilt over.
Get in the car, little boy. I'm going to possess you. Yeah. Well, so in a place that's got a lot of negativity, like
that is smart.
say, well, I mean, all kinds
I
of
think
things.
it has
like,
to have a lot of negativity, and I think the person has to have no faith or very little faith, and have to be vulnerable and almost accepting of that happening.
yeah, or not be able to put up a fight of any kind because they don't know how.
Weak.
Weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiritually
Yeah.
weak.
Yeah. What say you, Max?
Mhm.
He's under thought. Dustin's awful quiet.
Well,
Yeah.
if we can go into possession, I mean, it's not like they can just come up in there and go, "Hey, I'm here to get you." I mean, you have to. Obviously, they're going to cause problems. I mean, they are there to get you, but they can't just get you.
I am the boogeyman, and I've come to get you.
Cause
What we were
problems, I
saying,
mean.
weak, spiritually weak, vulnerable.
Yeah, well, it'll get to that
letting
point
it-
because they come in, it's infestation, and they come in and basically
But
destroy.
but
you.
adults are weak when they're like in a position of addiction or other kinds of things. They're weak, and so I think that makes them vulnerable as well. But
Mhm.
Yeah, but they start off. I mean, they'll come in and they have to work at you before they find they can
Right.
get you to
I
fully
agree.
break.
overwhelmed.
They'll either wear you down or find a weakness and go at it until they can finally possess you.
Right.
Until you allow them.
So I'm addicted to fishing. I'm addicted to fishing. Does that make me weak?
Well,
Yep.
yeah, what if a mermaid came?
Yeah. You're a goner. You're a goner, man.
Look at that mermaid. It's going to be half fish, and you're going to be like, "Whoa, I'm done."
I don't. We're talking about my girlfriend. That's between me and her.
Halfway there
Nothing
now, aren't
else.
you?
Ariel is a top
Ariel.
secret. Ariel is a top secret lady.
Right.
By the way, she didn't like that movie about her.
So, curses and psychic attacks.
I think,
Mm,
and I've always heard, and I think that, like, if a person curses you and they tell you they're putting a curse on you, you have to actually buy into that curse. You have to believe that that's actually real and going to happen to you before they can have any kind of control over you.
So it's an act of your will. You have to, your volition is to accept whatever they're saying or whatever.
Accept or submit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or fear. I mean, fear to me
Right,
is
if you
like
kind
the,
of believe it and you get scared and you buy into it,
yeah.
then they can have control over you. And then you're going to think every little bad thing that happens is because of that particular curse.
And that gives it more power, more
Exactly.
energy and stuff like that. So yeah, fear is the enemy always, but
you kind of almost are willing
Certified.
it to happen for yourself then.
yeah. And so, I mean, it's the people who are most susceptible are the people who don't really know themselves, don't really have any kind of center, a spiritual center. And so they're vulnerable because, they have no, what's the word I want to use? They don't have a set point anywhere,
Yeah.
Weak-minded. Weak-minded.
Mhm.
Right, because if I say, Sarah, I'm going to make a voodoo doll in your image and I'm going to start sticking you and hurting you,
Ouch!
Exactly.
Stop it!
You're going to have to buy into the fact that I have that power over you.
Yeah. Not so much, Lisa. Sorry. That's a Barbie doll, not me.
So
I'm a Barbie girl in a
that's
Barbie
really
world.
that's what I think on that.
Yeah. Right.
And not just voodoo. I mean, I'm talking about anything. If you burn a black candle and do an incantation because you're going to put a curse on someone, again, I think they have to have knowledge of that and buy into it.
So how do you do that?
I'll show you Saturday.
Somebody's been practicing.
I got this little altar with some hair, Tony, of yours.
Yeah, I got my hair.
I don't know. I mean,
And it's not, by the way, I'm not like trying to diss any of those and saying, but I just think that a person has to buy into it and believe it for it to have an effect on them.
well, I have another scenario besides the, like, curses and stuff. The psychic attacks. What do you think? Do you think depression is a psychic attack? Do you think, I mean, as well as a physical illness that can be treated? There's different kinds of psychic attacks that can happen to a person that are more what I would consider like demonic or supernatural as opposed to mental illness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, so a person is like demonstrating those kind of characteristics. What do you do? Do you assume that they need to go get evaluated by a shrink? And then if that's not cutting it, then go to the priest, or
Attitude adjustment.
huh?
What?
Attitude adjustment right on top of the head.
Okay. That's
No one
probably
ever
true.
had an issue around Tony.
Mm-mm.
No.
He's
We're
gonna wake
have-
up. He's gonna get his hammer out.
Listen here, damn it. Oh.